What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar coming at you live from the big screen this time. We're going to talk about altcoins today, and I just want to bring up a thought. I've been around crypto for a second now. I didn't really get involved until the 2017, 2018 hype cycle. I was in it from 2014, 2015 times, but I wasn't really that invested, let's just say. I was more of just being a kid who was, oh, this is cool, like whatever. Anyways, I didn't start paying attention to it until about 2017. So the reason I want to talk about altcoins today is because altcoins bring a lot of promise. They bring a lot of ingenuity, innovation, exciting things. But really, they all kind of say the same thing, man. And I'm not going to go through all these altcoins and explain. We're not going to look at the white papers of all of them. We're not going to see what they promise and everything like that. But I can tell you that most of them, if you're new to this space, which I know most people probably are, and the people watching this might not even be new. They might be OGs who are just looking for some new content. But the people who are new to this space, they see these altcoins like Solana, like Avalanche, Aave, Sandbox, whatever. I mean, Sandbox is a little different, I guess, but most of these coins all promise to bring a faster way of transacting things that's decentralized, yada, 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 which most of them aren't decentralized, by the way. It's going to be cheaper. It's going to change things. You can do peer-to-peer transactions, blah, blah, blah. That's crypto, man. It's not special, okay? Everything's doing more or less the same thing. And sure, they have their little nooks and crannies, their little niches that they fit into. But with the thousands of cryptos that are out there, with thousands of altcoins, with even the top 100 coins, which here I'll show that actually, the top 100 coins. Take a good look, man. Take a good look, because this top 20 here is going to change a lot in the next cycle. The top 20 is. The top 100 is going to change a lot. More than I would say, more than 50%, maybe even 80% actually. More than 80% of it is going to be different. I would bet that only 20 coins that are on there right now are still going to be relevant in the next hype cycle. And sure, all the coins in the top 100 right now, they might have some relevance. They might have some growth and do good, when everything else is doing good. Sure, that happens. But they're going to be forgotten about. There's going to be the new and exciting things that come along, and that's the real test. Can your cryptos stay relevant? And the answer for most cryptos, for your Solanas, for your Avalanches, for your what's it called, coins? I need some examples here. Your Sandboxes, your EOS tokens, your Axie Infinities, your Pax dollars, your BitTorrents, your Pancake swaps, the graphs, Neos. People probably don't even know Neo, and Neo is one of like the biggest coins back in the day, man. Your Helium networks, Synthetics networks, Phantom coins, Nexos, Trust Wallet, all that stuff, man. Your Celsius networks. Everyone who's holding on to that with like a tight grip, you're going to be holding for a long time, man. And maybe not all those coins will shit the bed, but I would bet 90% of those will shit the bed. Over time, they'll just be forgotten about, and they will go into the nothing. They will become nothing. They will flatline, quite literally. I've seen it happen before. This time's no different. There's nothing special or more special about these cryptos that are new than there was about the cryptos from the last bull cycle. Okay, there's nothing special. They all promise the same thing, and they might not be scams. They're probably, a lot of them, especially if you make it in the top 100, most of the time they're pretty legit projects. But legitimate or not, I mean, most legitimate businesses in the world don't even succeed. Small percentages of businesses that get started succeed. A lot of startups fail. Crypto's no exception to that. And if anything, it's more susceptible. And it's all a popularity train. It's all popularity train at the end of the day. I mean, having something that's productive and can bring innovation to the community and is actually used, something that's actually used, is important. It's definitely important. That's why coins like BNB, Bitcoin, obviously, people use Bitcoin. At least the big ballers do. Ethereum, stuff like that's going to be relevant. Doge, Doge is being used, guys. Doge is being used, which is more that simple thing being used. Can your token and is your token being used? Yeah, they can all be used, sure, but is it actually being used? That's a big deal. It's a big deal, and a lot of cryptos don't meet that criteria. And this video is just simply me talking about that, man. I've seen it time and time again. People get all hyped up on these cryptos because they're new to the space and they read about this new crypto, and all it's doing is promising. It's promising, man. It's just all it is promises, and it's promising the same stuff that's been promised by every other new crypto, or at least 90% of them out there. And sure, it might have a slight difference in its tokenomics, whatever. And maybe it has its day where it pumps for a little bit, but a lot of these projects are not things that are going to be around in 20 years. They're not things that are going to be around in 5 years. They might still exist, but the relevance is going to go down along with their price going down. Crypto's a popularity game, and if your coin can't stay relevant, your bags are not going to stay relevant. And that's really all I got to say. That's just something I want to address. A lot of people get excited about altcoins, but the thing that you really should be the most excited about is Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Why Bitcoin? Bitcoin's always going to be relevant. Out of all the cryptos, even Ethereum is not guaranteed to be relevant. That might burn some people's ears to hear that. But could Ethereum be overvalued right now? Are you telling me that a cryptocurrency that has a $158 billion market cap is more valuable than some stocks or some companies that people actually use in their everyday life? I get that Ethereum promises to be this thing, but that's another thing that I want to talk about is, and I'm not just trying to shit on Ethereum here. I actually do like Ethereum, and I think it's going to have a successful future. I don't know if it's going to be here for our total lives. I actually honestly believe that it's going to be one of those things in 20 to 30 years where we're like, oh yeah, I remember Ethereum. Yeah, you remember it was supposed to change the world. Oh yeah. Man, if only we knew about whatever coin, like we never would have seen that one coming. And whatever coin that is could come, it could not come. Ethereum could be that coin. Who really knows? But I'm right now personally, I lean to the fact that most of these coins, even Ethereum, they're not here for a lifetime. They're here for the hype. They're here for the popularity contest. They're here for the cowboy days that we are in right now. But longevity is something that's hard to guarantee. And Bitcoin, I think, of all the cryptos, is the only one that can guarantee that longevity. Bitcoin's the Mac Daddy. It's the one that's been around since the beginning. It's the forefather. It's the first one. Everybody accepts Bitcoin. Everybody loves Bitcoin. Its economic proposition is just like airtight, man. There's only going to be 21 million coins ever to be existed. About 4 million to 5 million coins are lost forever. That's the assumption, is that they're lost forever. They're gone. So really, 4 million minus 21 million minus 4 million, that's 17 million coins left. That's a finite amount. Everyone says Bitcoin's deflationary. It's not deflationary. XRP is deflationary. XRP, Ripple, is deflationary because every time you spend or send XRP tokens, it fractalizes, it breaks, little bits of it break up. It gets lost to the ether. That's just part of its programming. Bet a lot of XRP people who invest in XRP don't even know that. They like it for the hype. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. But Bitcoin, and that's deflationary because it loses its circulating supply over time. Bitcoin doesn't lose its circulating supply. I mean, people have lost their Bitcoins. They've lost them to the ether. Technically, those are still a part of the supply, but they are gone forever. But how it's worked on a software, on a design level, you can't lose. Like, it's just there. It doesn't deflate. It's a stationary. There's inflationary. There's deflationary. Bitcoin is a stationary. It's not deflationary. It's not inflationary. Right now, it's inflating because we're putting more into the system every single day. Every time. But it's deflating the amount that it's inflating by. And once that 21 millionth token is mined, Bitcoin will become stationary. And that's something that's unique, and that's something that, in my opinion, is built to last. Bitcoin is airtight. The security protocol with the proof of work system that Bitcoin has in its protocol, it's airtight. It can't be fucked with. It can't be knocked down. And it's the Mac Daddy for a reason. It's the Mac Daddy for a reason. Ethereum has the most developers working on it. And so what? That's all I got to say. So what? Because look at this. Ethereum's got the most developers on it, but it's still less than half the market cap of Bitcoin, which is impressive. Don't get me wrong, it's impressive, but that just right there shows that developers aren't everything. It's not. Developers are not everything. Decentralization. People pay more for that. People care more about that. Security. Ethereum's not secure, y'all. The most hacks, the most money stolen is through Ethereum bridges. I mean, like that's just how it happens. That's like literally how it happens. And I'm not trying to talk crap about Ethereum. I'm actually just using it as an example because it's the second coin, you know. And the main focus of all this is that while altcoins are exciting, while they might be innovative and they might bring new promises and stuff, there's always going to be that new and exciting thing. The best altcoin has yet to be created. Maybe it's been created, but odds are 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when technology is better, 40 years from now, there's going to be something even more exciting that's coming out. And it's all a popularity contest. It's a pageant at the end of the day. And what's old will be recognized as old and forgotten. It will. It just will. Unless it maintains relevance. And some coins are good at doing that. Ethereum's one of those coins for sure. Dogecoin somehow is one of those coins. Bitcoin without a doubt is one of those coins. Cardano has maintained some relevance, but not a whole lot, y'all. Not a whole lot. And that over time will show itself. It will show itself. If you can't maintain relevance over time, the price will reflect that. And most of these coins are going to flatline. They're just going to go to nothing. And it's because user operability and just use case at all is a big issue. It's a big, I mean, that in itself is what keeps things relevant. And I don't know about you, but I got a Roku TV. I got Roku on my phone. You know, I use Roku. I use Netflix. I use Hulu all the time. I don't use Ethereum ever. Personally, I don't. I just buy it on exchanges, sell it on exchanges. Probably like most people do. I don't use Dogecoin ever. Though, to be honest, you can use Dogecoin to buy certain things like Mavericks merch or Tesla merch. And as silly as that might seem, that right there is a staple. That's more significant than any other crypto has at this point in time. I mean, other than Ethereum. Ethereum actually has more use case, I would say, than Dogecoin. Bitcoin has more use case too. It's actually used as a currency. People buy and sell luxury items with Bitcoin. You know, the first transaction ever done with Bitcoin was pizza, like Lalo's Pizza Day. Like, it's literally been transacted for real world items. I bought fake IDs with Bitcoin. Don't get me in trouble, YouTube. You know, and they were novelty IDs. I didn't ever use them for anything illegal. I just wanted to. I used it for an acting class. But anyways, the main point is use case is important. Use case is very important. And I don't care how many promises your Elrons have, your EOSs have, your Cardanos have. It doesn't matter. And nobody's going to care about that whenever all these promises, that's all they are. They're just promises. If you can't follow through with it, and even if you do with it, but people aren't using it, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant, man. I've seen a coin, credits. If anyone's heard about credits, CS, credits, everyone talks about how transaction time is such a big deal. Credits had the fastest confirmed transaction time out of anything. It literally did 1 million transactions per second. Confirmed it on their blockchain multiple times. People called it a scam and they confirmed it several times. They partnered with like hundreds of companies across the world. They partnered with hundreds of companies across the world. Credits. They partnered with IBM. IBM was one of those companies. Big old IBM, yeah. Like IBM, the tech company IBM, the big bad, I mean not big bad, just the big ass company IBM. They partnered with them. I think they're still partnered with them. Nobody knows what credits is. Nobody knows CS. I don't even know if I could find it on a chart. Like let me see actually. CS USD. Yeah, okay. There is credits on gate.io. But you guys want to see it? You want to see what credits looks like? That's credits. That's credits right there, man. And this is since 2018. It's all the way at $8 or 80 cents, 87 cents. It's now at 0.005 cents. And there's a little bit of volume coming in, not gonna lie. Maybe credits has a comeback. Maybe it does. But it has been doing nothing but going down. Nothing but going down. And that's all I'm trying to say, guys, is this coin here, that coin that I just showed you, had 1 million transactions per second confirmed. The fastest crypto, the fastest anything that's ever existed to transact things. It partnered with IBM. It had new partnerships being announced. It probably still does, even every week. Hundreds of partnerships. Doesn't even matter because it's not popular. It's not relevant. People didn't use it. And that at the end of the day is what matters. And I know that might be a hard concept for people to wrap their head around, but this altcoin game is a popularity contest. Choose what you know is going to be popular. It's good to look at fundamentals, but if you're getting into altcoins thinking, oh, I'm going to hold this for the long run, unless it's maybe Ethereum, I mean, you're taking a big risk there. Or BNB, maybe some exchange tokens. Those actually might be worth holding for the long run. Exchange tokens, if you believe that an exchange will be here. But even exchanges go under, guys. The top dogs in exchange world, they're the biggest targets. They have the biggest targets for being hacked and being attacked. And it's good that they get big. It's good if their tokens grow. But again, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. That's just how it is. And I think the only true secure token, the only true secure coin that we can identify, that we all know, is Bitcoin. And it might not seem sexy. It might not seem sexy. But if you bared with me this long on this rant, on this video, I want to talk about Bitcoin. I want to show you the charts. Okay? I told you we were going to look at the charts maybe. Here we are. So, Bitcoin might not be sexy for a couple of reasons, right? It might not. Actually, I'm gonna minimize my face so you can still see me. All right, here we are. So, it might not be sexy because you can't get 1,000x in a year, whatever. If you're invested in Bitcoin, if you see the future and the potential, it's not that Bitcoin is promising anything. It's already promised. It's already fulfilled its promise, and that's why it's here to stay, man. It is decentralized currency. It is secure decentralized currency that is peer to peer, requires trustless systems to be operated. I mean, it's already fulfilled its promises. It's a very simple promise, and it's doing it well. It does it very well. Let's say right now you were to buy Bitcoin at $19,000, $19,188 right now. Let's say you're in your 20s like I am. Let's say you're even older than that. Let's say you're in your 40s. Maybe you're in your 60s, and you have 20 to 30 years left on this planet. Do you think that in 20 to 30 years, Bitcoin won't be above $1 million? If you do, I mean, that's okay. But I think you're alone in that thought compared to most people in crypto. I think everybody knows where this train's going. And $1 million is not the stopping point. It's going to go higher than that. But let's just say that in 20 to 30 years, Bitcoin's only at $1 million. Only. And if it's not even at $1 million in 20 to 30 years, that would be very shocking, I think. Especially at the rate of inflation. I mean, it's math, man. The halving, inflation, all that stuff, it's inevitable. It's literally inevitable. But let's say 20 to 30 years goes by. We're in 2022. I'm actually going to see if we can zoom out a little bit. Let's just see here. We're in 2022. So 20 to 30 years is going to be, let's see, 2042 right there, and then 2052. Let's see. We're going to get it. 2052. So somewhere in that time range. Let me show you where $1 million is, okay? $1 million is right there. That's $1 million. Now, given the trajectory that Bitcoin's on, do you think, just looking at the chart, do you think that it is going to meander all this time, that it's going to just do this all this time? Super. I mean, that's even a little bit too fast. Could it meander like that and take 20 years to get to $1 million? Maybe. But that's not the trajectory that it looks like it's on. Not to me. to me, the trajectory actually looks more like we're on something like this, right? Something like that. Who really knows what it's going to be? And that right there, I mean, by 2027, we're going to be at $1 million, which is 5 years from now. And to me, that even sounds ludicrous. I bet we'll be at 20. I mean, we could be at $20 million in 5 years from now. It's possible. Even if it was to go, less high, even if we were to take like the longer route, $20 million by 2030, right? It's gonna happen within this decade, okay? And $1 million is a 51x. It's a 50,000% gain. 10,000 or 1,000. What is it? 50,000? Is that more than that? Holy shit! Actually, let me think here. Oh damn! Is that a 500x? Is that because a 10x is 900%? Oh, maybe I had it wrong. Okay, so it's not 50%. It's 5,000%. Okay, so not 50,000. It is 5,000. So that'd be a 51x. 51x at $1 million. If within the next even 10 years, a 51x doesn't sound sexy to you, put it in mathematic terms, right? That's $1,000 at the current price turns into $51,000 within 10 years. If you can save more than $1,000 before Bitcoin's even at, let's say it goes up to its all-time highs at 68,000, 69,000. If you can save up $1,000 a year, which is a lot of money, don't get me wrong, $1,000 a year, within 10 years that could be worth $56,000. If you can save $10,000 before we really start kicking up again, and you can invest it into Bitcoin, 50x that's $500,000. And if you can save more than that, man, you're going to make an incredible amount of money. And what I'm trying to say is, altcoins are sexy because of the short-term flashiness, but Bitcoin is sexy because of its safety. And I guess this isn't sexy, but it's a sure thing. It's safe, it's proven, it's fulfilled all its promises. It's going to keep fulfilling them, and it's decentralized. It's decentralized, man, and it has a promising future. And this is all just talking about the $1 million price range. Let's see. If we go higher than that, if Bitcoin goes to multiple millions of dollars, if you think it goes all the way up to $10 million in your lifetime, that is going to be a 501x. 501x. Actually, 508x. Sorry. If Bitcoin goes to $10 million. And maybe that happens in 20 years. Maybe that happens in 30 years. Maybe it happens in 40 years. If you're in your 20s, I genuinely think a $10 million Bitcoin is going to happen within our lifetimes. And at that rate, that's a 500x. You take $1,000, you will have $500,000. You take $10,000, you are going to have $5 million. You take $100,000, you are going to have $50 million. That's just how it works. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've made my point. Sorry if this video bored anybody. I wanted to say the main point of all this is that your altcoins are not safe. They're not. The only thing that is safe, truly, is Bitcoin. And maybe you can make some sick gains on altcoins. Maybe you can. The best way to handle that, if you want to make sick gains on altcoins, get in whenever the going gets good, and then as soon as it gets bad, get the fuck out. Just get out. And there's going to be some altcoins, some, out of the thousands, the tens of thousands of altcoins that are out there, there will be some, a handful, that will prevail relevant throughout our lives. Will it be Ethereum? It could be. Ethereum's lined up to do it, probably better than any other crypto, But what's sad is that this joke coin, Dogecoin, is actually in a better position to be relevant for the rest of our lives. Not than Ethereum. I'm not saying that. But than your Solanas, than your Dots, your Cardanos, your Avalanches, your Aves, your Neos, your Oncologies, whatever. It's literally set up in a better position because it's actually being used, guys, and it's actually talked about. It gets public recognition. Billionaires invest in it. And that's my point, is that all these other coins, they have these promises going for them, but they're just promises. What happens when those promises aren't fulfilled, Or what happens when they are fulfilled? Like credits. Credits had its promises fulfilled, and it had tons of partnerships, and it's irrelevant because nobody uses it. Because why? Why would they use it? What's the point in using it? They don't need to use it, you know? Unless you find something that people actually need to use, it's not going to be relevant. And that's why, Mana, Decentraland, or Sandbox, they might be relevant, maybe, but there might be a better metaverse token that comes out that everybody uses. So why would they use Mana or Sandbox? We don't know. As relevant as it might seem now, in 20 to 30 years, most of these tokens, man, we're going to laugh. We're going to laugh and be like, oh, yeah, man, I remember that shit. It was supposed to change the world. Oh, my God. We never saw this one coming, and we're like, if only I could go back and tell myself, like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's happened before. It's going to happen again. And 95, if not 99% of the tokens out there are not safe. They're not safe. Not for the longevity. The only one as of right now that we can say is safe is Bitcoin. And if there's anybody out there that says, oh, what about XRP? What about Ethereum? What about Bitcoin Cash? What about Cardano? Like, what about it, man? What about it? Promises. They got promises. That's about it. The only ones that really have kept up on their promises, that have actually, even if it's taken time and it's been delayed on their promises, Ethereum has kept up with its promises. Cardano has even kept up with its promises. That's something that's also pretty significant, not going to lie. But use case. Use case is important. How many people actually use, and I mean, people in the cryptoverse, sure, they use Ethereum. But how many people use really any other tokens? There's people who aren't even involved in crypto and they're using Dogecoin. They're buying Dogecoin. They don't even need to be that involved, and they're just interested in doing it. And that's what's sad, is that there's this joke coin that actually has use case and is actually being used to buy and sell real world goods, and it doesn't have any developers and it doesn't have any promises. It just is, man. It's just out there. And you got all these other coins that promise so much, and you can shit in one hand and promise in another. Tell me which one comes first, basically. Yeah, that's all I got to say. And I'm at the end of the day, this isn't supposed to be a feel-good video. This is supposed to kind of like pull the blinds, the folds, the whatever, the curtains over away from your eyes, not over your eyes. I don't know how much sense I made. I don't know how many people I lost on this one, but hopefully if you like this content, you'll subscribe, you'll watch more. This really is just kind of a warning. It's a heads up that if you are planning on holding altcoins for a long time, you either need to be incredibly smart or incredibly lucky, because I mean, even probably more lucky than smart, actually, because I don't care how smart you are, man. Like, most of these altcoins, and probably the ones that we cherish the most, are not going to be relevant in 20 years. And Dogecoin might not be relevant in 20 years. I know I've been talking about Dogecoin and Ethereum like they're the most relevant ones other than Bitcoin. Like, they actually have use case, but they might not be. They could literally both be gone. I don't see it. I think Ethereum and Doge will at least be here in 10 years still. They're OG coins, but who really knows, man? Anything can happen at any time to any coin, and except for Bitcoin. The only one coin that's not going away, the only coin that's guaranteed to go up, that's mathematically sound and proven and secure and decentralized and will always grow against world currencies, is Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin. So if your main idea is to buy and hold altcoins until you retire, you're going to keep buying, you're going to keep holding, because it's not going to come. It's not going to come. If you want to retire on altcoins, you need to sell when the going gets good. That's what you need to do. Anywho, I think I've beat the shit out of this one enough. Hope you all have a good day. Be careful with your investments. If you're going to invest in something in this space, it should really be Bitcoin. It really should be. I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist, but I am a Bitcoin realist, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm a maximalist. I don't know. Anywho, take care. Thank you.